First of all, thank you very much, sir, for coming on the EIC platform. And it's very rare thing. Someone is writing a book on LCL consoles, and that too again from the market leader from LCL. Before I ask questions about the book, sir, we like to know your journey into this trade.
So good evening all. So once again, thanks for having me here. So my career started in 1997 in February in a company called Agile Freight Logistics those days. So I started as a sales trainee, and in 2000 I joined an all cargo as a marketing executive in Chennai. So now it is around 26 years for me. So now I am a regional CEO for Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia.
In your early career, what are the challenges you have faced? And is that the reason facing and addressing the challenges you come to this point? What are the challenges and three most challenges you have faced? And the way you come out of that, or the solution you are going to that?
See, basically the challenge was, to be honest, when we joined logistics, we don't know anything. So, and geography is very important for us. But when I'm in the school days, I cannot even write mark Chennai correctly or Cochin correctly. I will mark differently. So I was so bad in geography. But I didn't know geography was very important to come to logistics. But accidentally I came to logistics. But I had great seniors who can teach me. But having said that, learning was very difficult those days because you cannot go to internet or anything to search and get the information. So you need to always depend on somebody, to colleague, to go and get the details. And there was very less books, or we cannot afford to buy a book also those days, right? So that was one of the challenge. But one of my senior told that whenever you get the first booking or whatever destination, you just go and see the map where the car, destination it is, how it is going routing, so that you can remember. One more advantage those days is we used to carry the sales kit. The sales kit, he told also, you carry Atlas with the sales kit. We carry the tariff, we carry Atlas, everything in one bag, so that we can easily refer. But anyway, now we have the advantage of just checking it on a mobile. So one geography, and there are many people who teaches us, but there are some people who will not teach us. That is also a challenge. And I will not say one more challenge. I will say one advantage is those days everywhere they don't directly send it to sales. They make you work hard. When I started in Agile, they first made me like an office boy to go and collect the document from shipper because they were a clearing agent. So then they ask you to type it, shipping bill those days, then go and file in the customs sometimes, and then also move the cargo, load it. Sometimes last minute, if there is no, after moving to sales also, if there is no office boy to move, sometime I come at 5 o'clock, then they say, okay, Hare is there, Hare, please move the cargo to airport because we have a cutoff. But we have taken it as a challenge and learned operation also very well, so that it helped us for doing the sale.
When we joined industry, our senior used to tell us you have to do PTK. In Marathi, that is Padel Te Kaam. That means whatever work is given to you, you have to do it and complete it. And that's how everyone learned. Quite rightly, sir. I also remember that time passive typewriter was the best for all the custom brokers because that was a little bit more wide than the
Godrej
and who is filing bill of entry for there, passive was the best solution because we also just started in manual and then shifted to EDI.
Actually, typewriter guy is a king because shipping bill, when you give last minute, you will get angry. I have a lot of.
And just going back to memory lane, a special importance was there for whitener, sir.
Yeah, whitener, of course.
Anyway, sir, what attracted you towards the LCL business, and why do you think that the LCL is misunderstood?
See, 97 again, Agil Fried, what made me to do a sales is to do a consolidation. So I was the only salesperson there. So what happens is I have to do everything, right from moving the container, booking the cargo, stuffing it. Like one of our Karthik Iyer also told that how difficult it is for LCL, right? So I could relate it. It is so that difficulty and that challenge made me to think as LCL, because in LCL, if you don't have a problem, we feel that we are not working. Some problem we need every day to learn. So, and it was very challenging. So that challenge itself made us work, or was a motivation for us. And once somebody is in LCL, he's always an LCL guy. I mean, 99%, if you ask me. They like to convert the FCL also into LCL and try to do it. However, because we are surviving like a cockroach, if you ask me, I have also written in LinkedIn or whatever. From 97, we have been always consistently saying LCL will die. Clients are going a box, LCL will die, LCL will not survive. Of course, I have written also reference in that book. To be honest, like a cockroach, LCL has always survived. Being a recession, LCL made a good profit. Challenging time like COVID, of course, entire logistics made profit. LCL also made a good profit. So we are surviving for more than, I can see, 28 or 30 maybe years, and having e-commerce coming in, I feel that there is good scope for LCL. See, like 90s when the scanner machine came, I give this reference because everybody thought that documents courier is going to be dying, because documents they are going to lose, because BL we used to courier, because scanner machine was not there that time, only fax was there. But to the surprise for us, moment the e-commerce came, we see only courier boys in the street. So it is flourishing so much. So this, I feel this beautiness of this industry is also like, everything may come, but you need people to, do it.
Don't think so, LCL will die, because recently one of my customers, we have given them solution. Instead of 140 feet in one container, and you get that stuck somewhere in Mundra and you cannot move it to Jantiki, what you will do? So we told them to break the cargo in 3 LCL, and luckily our 2 shipments stuck, but one customer got 1 shipment. So I don't think so LCL will ever die. LCL and Hare are going to be there always, because they are main support, and we will going to play with the main inventory. Even in COVID time, we have seen that we have converted many Excel boxes in LCL, because not this week, next week we will get the box.
To be honest, if you want to be an environmental friendly, you should opt for LCL. That's what I tried to cover in my book. LCL means not less cargo load, it's also less container load. It's also less carbon, right? Because imagine if you are sending a container with off container, or if you imagine there is no LCL, you need to send one parcel as one container, how many ships, how many emissions. Now, because you have LCL, like sharing of, now we say carpooling. LCL was invented for cost benefit, but it happened to be a very good environmental friendly, right? So we have also coined like less carbon load for.
By any chance, have you applied for the carbon points to government for that?
No.
Just a joke apart. Sir, what are the changes we have seen in logistics on the period? Like you already mentioned that you are from the era when you used to type everything, and today is the era when 90% of the business is on mobile. Even my staff can check entire thing on mobile. So what is the difference you find over the period?
See, one similarity what I find is, whether those days or this days, client wanted one point of contact. Okay. Earlier, client used custom broker as one point of contact. They will be booking carrier, they will be booking CFS, everything. Now I feel freight forwarder is becoming one point of contact, freight forwarder is coming into clearance. They are going towards freight forwarding because the change is from CIF to door, X-works. So that made not you should not be only strong in one segment. You have to be all the chains you have to do. Like if it is like X-works, you have to pick up from right origin. Door moves again. You should have a good agent or you should have your own office. So that terms, that Incoterms changing is also changing our industry perspective. Many biggest MNCs, they were only custom broker in some countries. Moment the shift happened, they started having a own office at whatever location they have office. I mean, they have a cargo, and they made as an great growth for them.
Right, sir. Purposely, I asked you all these questions because before I go to your book, I wanted to know from where all it comes from. So, sir, what inspired you to write this book?
See, for the past 2 years, I'm trying to, share a lot of stories in LinkedIn. So basically, all the mistakes I cover, I'm not trying to. So one fine day, 5 people called me and told, your stories are good. Why don't you write a book? But I don't know what to write actually. But one of my colleagues, Gen Z, she said, all your posts are on LCM, why don't you write on LCM? So actually, it didn't even strike me. So I had 2 days in holiday in Deepavali. First I submitted to our chairman, Sasikiran Shetty and Sadat Segre, because I'm still an employee. So, but they were very much impressed and they said, you can go ahead. Then I sent to around 5 people, well-wisher. They said, it's very good. Why don't you add few more chapters, or they corrected something. So then it went for correction. Then I called around 23-24% of Gen Z is working in Chennai office. So I called them. I asked them what all doubts you have, what you asked. Because now in internet, everything can be click of button. But they don't know what to search, what not to search. Right? Because if you want to know the history, you have to search by giving prompt. A lot of current affairs you will get. Iran, geopolitical, everything will come into your in your mobile. So I asked a lot of doubts. Then they gave me ideas. So that also I added in the chapter. So it came as a good book. Then when everybody read and gave a good feedback, it was really a great thing. Already we sold around 5,000 books, to be honest. So it was thanks for all your industry. It became training material, which is very important for me. Just now one college has told, why don't you send 100 books for me, because I have to train the youngsters now. One more thing is, we are learned in a hard way. So it took 26 years for me to become a CEO. If somebody is reading this book, I feel if he is practicing, he may reduce, within 10-15 years, he may become whatever he wants. So that's the power of knowledge and learning, right? So that's what made me to write.
Thanks, Shilpa, for handing over one copy to me. And she visited my office. And that gives me a chance to read out the book in whole day. The importance of that book is, when I was reading it, I was like, I really feel that I'm sitting with someone, my junior in my hotel, or we are going out on a trip and they're asking me questions. So what was the reason, sir, you decided to convert the training into the storytelling type?
So when I want to write, it was easy. Product is easy for me. But I was very clear that I want to write it in a story format, because during 2002-2003, one of my regional managers said, Anand, you are good, but I think you should read more. But I have never read books. To be honest, I am not a good, student. So, but he gave me a book called 1 Minute, Who Moved My Cheese? It was mind-blowing for me. Many people would have read that Who Moved My Cheese, or they would have heard. That author writes always on the story format. And I have also read a lot of books like 1 Minute Sales Manager, 1 Minute Manager. those kind of authors write in the story format. So accidentally or unintentionally, it came me as a story format. Actually, that was the biggest success I feel, because it's a boring. Lot of books are there, but I don't feel any LCL book which is written in the story format. So that made little unique of this book, I think.
That's what, sir, after working in industry for 25 years, even I have picked up the book done by Silpa at about 3 o'clock in my office once we finish our meeting, EIC meeting, and I just go through the book because it was story, I was able to finish it. But the stories are from the real life experience and then you have shared it in the book, or you have converted it into the story.
So many are real experience, to be honest, because we don't move LCL. To be honest, we always feel that loads connects livelihood. Like, for example, I can give a simple story which I have also written in the book. There was one businessman who did all the business and lost money, around 5-6 business. Okay, he was already almost in the street. One of his friend from UK said, "You are good in garments. Maybe I'll give one chance. I have a buyer. You can send one sample shipment. If he likes, maybe you will get an order. But he don't have money. He's from Coimbatore. I cannot give the name. So he had only his wife, Mangali Sutra, you say, Tali income. He kept it, and he said, I don't have money. So the friend said, why don't you connect with me? That is because he is an all cargo, he can do the LCL. He wanted to deliver this cargo within 15 days to UK. So we chose from Chennai to send it to Tuticorin. And we had one Hyundai service 13 days, those days, Southampton. So we connected. And it went very well. The sample was well received. And to the surprise, he got a good business. And he is a good exporter now. So we are not moving any LCL. So we are moving. Imagine if some mistake happens, the livelihood of the importer or the customer is at stake. Maybe it's unintentional for us, but I wanted the Gen Z or the younger generation, even like us, to read it. You may you may type only one BL, but you type it perfectly, because if you do one small mistake, it will cost you, not costing money is different. You will ruin the life of a exporter or importer.
That's true, sir. Was there any emotional attachment or special moment when you decide to write the book? I'd like to hear that, sir.
No, yes, emotional means when I get the first book, I received it in my hand. It was a good feeling for me. More than that, when the book has come, my daughter read it first, and she said the ending was very emotional. She don't know about LCL or FCL. She said the ending was emotional, so it also gave me a good feeling. And one of my friends said that because for any company, training is must. Training is a cost. If you don't train, also is a cost. He said, I am surprised that one book can be training people with one samosa, one coffee expense. Because it will cost you 200 rupees if you buy from me. But the 200 rupees, you can take it to, freshers can take it to their home. At their leisure time, they can read and they can learn. Otherwise, you will calling them to training room. I don't like to be get trained, or you or neither anybody. No, you will be wasting their 4 or 5 hours in the session, spending money, and they want to do which they don't like, and they have to clear the emails later. So he said that one coffee and one samosa expense, I trained my people, because a lot of back office bought this book, even WNS. They call me in Nasik and bought a big, bulk books. So that gave me a good feeling.
Quite sure, sir, because when I was reading it, I can make a point that I can give this to any junior. So instead of giving him training, whenever he faces problem, he can go through the book and he can ask me one day having a lunch with me, and it will be very easy to train him. So it was very nicely written. So what special tips you have given to the sales team? How you will help your sales team in this?
See, as a sales guy, we should know the product. Without knowing the product, there is no meaning in selling, right? So I think that's where we wanted to train the basic knowledge of the product. So I think it helps them to not only benefit them, it should also benefit the customer because they should not go on false promise and they get into problem later, right?
One question: how do you see this platform as an integrated that will help the trade? And what is your experience today to join with EIC?
So it's amazing because morning itself I covered like how government is saying Gati Shakti, which is they are trying to do all the 7 platform like airport, port to be coming into one platform to benefit the trade, and it will also reduce the logistics cost. No, that was the main aim. So how to do it? I think EIC is also indirectly, like without knowing you've done it because there is port cannot move or airport cannot move. Only people who was working there, warehouse cannot do anything. Warehouse people only can move. But here we have people from all the from that verticals or entity. So here you are going to share the experience, you are going to share your mistake, you are going to share your thoughts. That will also reduce the cost for the country or for the logistics fraternity because we are going to service the customer in a better
One advice from you to the newcomer industry.
So one advice what I want to make is like
Other than reading the book, that is going to be obviously everyone knows that they are going to cut down their training period in one book. Other than that,
so village there is a saying. I'm not good in Hindi, but I'll try. Aati kata nahi, parantu machar kata hai, right? Because we always see the big thing as a problem. We see elephant as a problem, but there are a lot of mosquitoes. Like, again, I'll give a reference in the book only I have written. If you are typing or if you are booking or if you are typing the BL, Manzanillo, Mexico, Manzanillo, Panama can make a big difference. Many companies, 90% of the companies, including us, had a mistake and we have paid a lot of dollars to switch the cargo. Many companies, when I go and give the book, they say, boss, how you know about Manzanillo, Mexico? I have done a mistake. I said, if you are saying I have not done a mistake, I would have been surprised because everybody does this mistake. That's why we wanted to communicate and reduce the mistakes from others, learning from other mistakes. And the biggest advice for me to the young generation is learn. Don't hesitate to ask any silly question also. Because when I said I started, I don't know geography. First question asked my sales manager, sir, where is Felix? So he's in Africa. He got shocked, Hare have come to my cabin. Don't ask openly. They will think that you are stupid. So you come and ask me, inside the cabin. Because this important thing is learning. And first 5 years, whatever you hard work is very basement for you. And next, you try to stick to one company. For some, I'm not saying nobody is married to an organization, but don't try to go and get the result faster by switching. Because 1 or 2 mistakes will ruin your life. Because you have to go and meet the same customer. You're going to switch continuously, then it will be a problem, I think.
I will move on to the next round. That is rapid fire round, and you have to answer in one line. One word to describe logistic industry.
Challenging.
Sea freight or air freight?
You're talking in the terms of
Your favorite, sea freight or air freight?
I know only sea freight, so I think
Documentation or operations?
both are important, I think, because I cannot choose one. Because you can do an excellent operation, but you make Manzanillo, Mexico mistake, it will be like operation successful, patient dead. So both are important.
Biggest lesson logistics taught you.
Now, end of voyage. Because nobody has taught us, and we have never thought that there will be end of voyage.
One habit every logistic operational and professional must inculcate or develop.
Keep learning, because again I'll go to the same topic. Anybody who's 40 years also, they would have not seen the end of voyage. So we always get to learn. So learn.
And one last but the hard question: one book every exim professional should read.
Other than my book, I will still say, please read my book. See, one thing I want to cover is, don't think that this book is for LCL, because we have covered demurrage, detention in a story format. I'll tell you, demurrage and detention itself is a separate book can be written, because in India, demurrage starts from war. In certain countries, the demurrage starts from out of war. So it is like, little still complicated. But we have just covered, okay, Sindhu Raj and Bhumi Raj, okay, Sindhu Raj is demurrage, which is port, and outside it is detention. But sorry, detention in India, it starts from war. I told you other way. So demurrage, but in other certain countries, detention is not from war. It is from out of war. So it is always a debatable thing. So everything we cover, like liability insurance, cargo insurance. If you take a liability insurance, whether cargo insurance is must or not must, lot of small things which everybody has to learn is there.
Thank you very much, sir. We have such a humble and nice